I would like to start the show with an intro about me, my music in its rawest form, Accapella. Welcome to Outlaw Country, and welcome to Arizona. This show is called The Only Southwest. You might have heard about me, that I'm a sight to see. Welcome on in, welcome back, take a seat. I was born in the South, I was raised in the West. I grew up in the North just to pass the East test. Here's the shirt off my back, plenty nice for no reason. Always sure to smile back, I'll be the voice of reason. I've been in tight spots where I had to hold my own. I can't believe that I'm alive against my muscle and bone. I've been hurt for no reason, I've been loved for a season. Some people I miss, the women I've kissed. I've always fought the fight, I talk the talk and walk the walk with all of my might. I won't back down, you can't judge if it's right. When it's time to mind the rules, I've always been cool. I read the good book, I say, Jesus the good Jew. I lived with the bad, bad times will drive you mad. There's no mistaking these eyes, when these eyes you cannot hide. I've been in tight spots where I had to hold my own. I can't believe that I'm alive against my muscle and bone. I've been hurt for no reason, I've been loved for a season. Some people I miss, the women I've kissed. I can build a fire for heat, the cold is hard to beat, but not like the sun. You'll think that you've won. You know I'm quick with a gun. You know I'm sharp with wit. That's how you know I'll get through it. Sipping my whiskey and playing some songs. Sobriety's gone. Does that mean it's wrong? Sipping my whiskey and thinking of you. Sitting alone, alone without you. I drink for pain, I drink for love, I drink for hate, all the above. Sipping my whiskey, the only thing on. You know the light is neon. Sipping my whiskey, this old cowboy show. Feeling alright till it's right. I drink for pain, I drink for love. I drink for hate. All the above. Sipping my whiskey. I'm drinking for fun. I take a sip that's too long. Sipping my whiskey until I am done, and I'll be done after this one. Coming down from the law to give and take from it all. When the judgment is clear, there's no getting home from here. Now you feel that you're lost. Set the trap, set the cost. Where you going, where you been? When the verdict is in. Driving down the road. When it's gone, when it's sold. Driving down the road. It's the same where we came. The judgment asking what you know. It's no use to let you go. It's the judge's court in the end. Time to separate the boys from the men. Driving down the road. When it's gone, when it's sold. Driving down the road. It's the same where we came. Why don't you, sir, believe in death? You gotta live that life. You gotta lead, you gotta follow. You should have settled when you left. Driving down the road. When it's gone, when it's sold. Driving down the road. It's the same where we came. Tell me how the world is. How can it be what you believe? How can it be with penalty? We'll see you there with no worries. There's no winning the good life. There's no losing the bad. Every time you win one, you're gonna wish you had. Living good for good and bad for bad. 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 You're not winning the good life. You're not losing the bad. I know what it seems like. How can the dead be sad? Living good for good and bad for bad. Living good for good and bad for bad. You're not gonna win the good, especially how you think you should. You're not gonna lose the bad, especially with what you have. All those days that you saw with no choice but to live outlaw. Living good for good and bad for bad. 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 Foundations laid deep in sand, where you walk and where you stand. Keep trying to win the good fight. You're gonna think that it's a right. Now when you're taught that fighting's bad, when you know the truth, it's all you have. Living good for good and bad for bad. Living good for good and bad for bad. You don't go up to come down. You don't get lost to be found. If now the badges come around to bury you in the ground, even though they make you fall, they say no one can live outlaw. I hire cowboys, work horses and stables, money and angles. Can you fix it on the spot? A rancher gets rich, maybe sipping in the sun, and the cowboys get to gun when the bulls want some fun. Going into town, you know I'll be around. The first one goes down easy, someone you're bound to see. Going into town, you know I'll be around. The first one goes down easy, someone you're bound to see. The cowgirls get ready for a guy named Nettie, who wants to be the one sipping in the sun. I head out to find out what it's about. My rancher head goes steady, my dusty old clout. Going into town, you know I'll be around. The first one goes down easy, someone you're bound to see. Going into town, you know I'll be around. The first one goes down easy, someone you're bound to see. Young with a gun, my money's all their fun. The girls want plenty more, the bill will be their score. Going into town, you know I'll be around. The first one goes down easy, someone you're bound to see. It's work that you need when you're a heavy steed. The dirt clouds are moving Nothing slowing the wind. A word I'll put in. Where do I begin? Going into town, you know I'll be around. The first one goes down easy, someone you're bound to see. I head home, not as lonely as alone. Tomorrow head steady for sipping in the sun, not to leave everyone. A farmer without his seed is just a gold digger. Waiting for tomorrow, it's just another fee. The only thing in life that's guaranteed is something called free will, and that's a choice, leave it be. Death comes by to live only once, but you still got to make ends meet. It might cost a lie, and the lie is all they see. The only thing in life that's guaranteed is something called free will, and that's a choice, leave it be. When your head goes under, you will disappear. Holding your breath with a ship you can't steer. The only thing in life that's guaranteed is something called free will, and that's a choice, leave it be. The well water's low, so get a smaller bucket. Save the last drop, it will come, you will see. Every country music singer needs a dirt road song. This one's mine. When you find a dirt road with no sign to tell or told, you know which way to go. When you find a dirt road, when you find a dirt road, let the road lead the way. The call to the mountains, the call to the flatlands, the call needs an answer, all the road has to say. Don't be chained to the ground, drive in with no one round, just you and that dirt road, a friend to share the load. Tires rolling on dirt, windows down, nature's sound. Where it goes, no one knows. When you find a dirt road, don't be chained to the ground. Drive in with no one round. Just you and that dirt road, a friend to share the load. The desert meets the trees, that blue sky meets your eye. Could be just you and me. Let's see where this road goes. Don't be chained to the ground. Drive in with no one round. Just you and that dirt road, a friend to share the load. When you're out there being free, you can either stay and please, or you could get up and leave when you find a dirt road. That's an Arizona sunset, That's an Arizona sunrise. That's an Arizona horse bet. That's an Arizona white lie. That's an Arizona true friend. That's an Arizona borderline. That's an Arizona dotted line. That's an Arizona peace of mind. That's an Arizona sunset. That's an Arizona sunrise. That's an Arizona sunset. That's an Arizona sunrise. That's an Arizona stare down. That's an Arizona come up. That's an Arizona small town. That's an Arizona red cup. That's an Arizona old school. That's an Arizona new rule. That's an Arizona first done. That's an Arizona no one. That's an Arizona sunset. That's an Arizona sunrise. That's an Arizona sunset. That's an Arizona sunrise. That's an Arizona badland. That's an Arizona good man. That's an Arizona understand. That's an Arizona understand.